Hi, I'm Nate. This is the Bourbon Barrel. And today we're going to do something that we have kind of done, but not really this way before. So we've never done a just complete Knob Creek episode. So
True.
we've had the quarter oak,
Yeah.
we had the 15-year on its own thing, and I believe we may have even had the 12 at one point.
I don't know
I
if
don't
I don't
I
remember.
can't remember. I've been drinking a lot.
Right.
Not a lot. Drink responsibly.
That's right.
But so today we're just going to do a knob flight, as it were. And I'm going to say the word knob a lot just to
Right.
piss off everyone in England.
Right. Hey,
uh,
you know, say about that. You got a bottle over there with the word cock on it. This one says knob. I mean,
it's a very girthy episode.
these the jokes.
We haven't had anything to
These are the,
drink.
yeah, no, nothing, nothing. I didn't even open the bottle of water yet. I mean, the only thing I did today
Uh,
is to rinse out my mouth when I brush my teeth.
Nice. So we've got Knob Creek 9-year, which is their base offering. Then we've got the 12-year, which is, I almost feel more findable than the 9-year in some places.
I don't see the 9-year all the time.
No, I see
I
the
don't.
12-year almost always.
But I do see that what I think is this bottle
Mhm.
occasionally that looks like that, but doesn't have an age statement. And it's not the single barrel reserve, and it's not that this. It's just a
Mhm.
bottle. I think they put one out that took the 9 off for a
Interesting.
while or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. There's a
And
lot of knobs too, by the way.
there's lots of
Insert
knobs.
all the jokes, but we're being serious about this. There's a lot of
In
knob
here
creek.
and in life, there's
Yeah,
lots of knobs you have to deal with.
that's true.
Uh, And lastly, we have the Knob Creek Quarter Oak, which how they do this is they take some of their bourbon and they put it in a quarter oak cask, which ages it more rapidly, and then they combine that with their regular bourbon. So I don't know the age statement on this. I didn't see one, so we don't know. It could be like 9-year juice with the quarter oak stuff, but it does look a lot darker than the 9-year. I don't know if you can tell. Not much
I
of
was gonna
a
say I don't can't think I
well,
can tell. To
I
be
don't know.
honest.
So in the right light, in the right angle, it looks a little bit darker, which is something that you find with like toasteds and double oaks. So here's something.
Oh, did we? Could we have done that too in a toasted barrel one? Because we've had some episodes where we
So
have two bottles and we
we
wanted to throw in a third that was
right
sort of like it did
we
something.
looked at it and we did a toasted. Oh, we did a toasted thing with different ones. So it
Okay,
wasn't bad. So
okay.
we checked that. So we have some 9-year here. So let's try it out. What do you say?
These are all 100 proof.
Yes.
So I suggested to him or asked or we discussed blinding them. We're not going to blind them because we really haven't done them for one. You
Well,
know what I mean?
not even that. It's just it's the same maker. Like the same guy produces them. Well, same guy, same company produces them. I don't know that there's much of a difference in their mash bill, if any. I'm
Probably.
guessing it's just like the age of them and how they age them is the big difference here.
Right. So the 9, the 12, and then
So,
this is just the
right.
difference in adding the cask of the double
Yes.
casking with the little casks.
hmm
So.
So I don't think that there's going to be
Mhm.
much of a difference here other than like the age of it.
Right, right.
So let's give her a whirl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers.
Thank you for all for watching our shorts we've been dropping. We've been getting a lot more views. We appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
very
great.
much. It's
Thank you.
awesome. We're trying to get out there more.
Yeah.
So
Touch grass, exercise.
if this comes out before the 28th, watch us on the 28th on Whiskey Dick live streaming episode. He's going to
hmm
bring us on our first live stream.
That'll be fun.
We're going to try so hard not to embarrass ourselves.
Well, no
A little bit.
problem. We're definitely gonna do that.
We'll quarter try, to do it. But anyway.
So
He's a really nice guy. Watch him, the Whiskey Dictionaryville. He's very knowledgeable and he's funny and stuff. So
that's true. So I don't think we're gonna find any losers in this because this is a very well known.
I'm gonna pick a loser.
Okay, you
I'm
do
just
that,
gonna.
man.
Somebody's gonna lose. All right.
This is
This.
a very reputable and well known distillery,
Oh yeah.
and like they're not gonna put out real shitty product.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be like this is our base offering and it's town branch.
Right.
So
Right.
even their base offering is probably going to be something you can
I mean, theoretically, I
easily
think this is about as close. I think it's their base offering of
yeah
Knob Creek.
yes
Then you go
no
into Beam and go
yeah
down like Old Granddad's and all that.
right
You know,
so
Beam being so gigantic that
huge
one of the things people occasionally will say about when you go on the bourbon trailer. So I think it was one of the two from It's Bourbon Night. Didn't doesn't really recommend the Beam one in one way because I think it was maybe Chad that said he doesn't like the fact that you have to get on buses to do the
yeah
tour just of
just
their
because it's like a
distillery.
compound
Yeah, it's so large and but then as I watch things I get that a lot of people use Knob Creek, kind of the baseline, I think, usually the
Mhm.
9, to say, like, when they're reviewing a bottle, they'll be like, but see, for the price of this, I could get a bottle of Knob Creek 9, which is so good and so tasty, and this, that, and the other. And it's always, it kind of comes into a lot of conversations about,
So I feel like Knob Nine's like one of those things that you're gonna find at a bar, like a Bullet or an Elijah Craig small
Maker's Mark.
batch, make those kinds of things. That's gonna be like on their shelf that you can make cocktails with or just get a pour of, and you're not gonna be like upset about it. It's not gonna be like super high end, but it's gonna be serviceable and you're gonna enjoy yourself. Like it's not expensive by any means.
I always hear people talk about the nuttiness of Knob Creek. Nutty, 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 nutty. I occasionally hear peanut butter, but I also hear nutty.
So you hear about people's nutty knobs?
I do. And I say, well,
That's
if it's
interesting.
bothering you, then you should see a doctor. But I taste it in the hair, but
Fair enough.
just want to know what I was about to I say too, or something that came to my mind is by not well, whether we minded this or not,
Hmm.
but by doing this like this, I think maybe this is something that would help specifically my palate. I don't want to speak of your palate, but like to go from 100 to 100 to 100 with three of the same company's bourbons,
Hmm.
it kind of feels like, okay, if I could find any difference at all, if when
Yeah.
I pour these, then I know something's growing as far as my learning process in this area. So that makes sense, right?
It made
All right,
perfect
all right,
sense
good, thanks.
to someone who's not in total capacity of their, mental facilities. I'm just
All
kidding.
right, that was so that's a yeah. And another thing I'm wondering when we get to it, if we go this way, for instance,
Yeah,
is this the same one we opened back when?
might be.
And so we've had numerous occasions recently in our more recent history where things that have been open longer
Hmm.
we seem to like them more.
It's true.
So again, with it's not that well, I don't know when you'll see this episode, but before or after the Randy episode explained to us, it might not be the oxidation as much as it's the UV light,
Yep.
right?
Which there's not a lot that gets down here into the basement other than that window there and
Right.
that window there.
Yeah, that window that well, yeah, but that one's got that in it, and this is covered half, and
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think you get a lot. Yeah, I don't.
So,
I told you I've been putting stuff in front of my bourbons since the Randy episode because
yeah.
I know where my bourbons are that they get some sunlight, and I probably like half the shelf or whatever, but or the shitty ones in the front.
But
Like the
all
shittiest
my
ones are in the front and all the back.
nice, gotta defend those good ones.
As opposed to top shelf and
Right.
bottom shelf, it's back shelf to me. Like,
But yes, all of my bourbons are right up against the wall with the window, so I don't think they're
so
getting
you
a
poured
lot.
this.
I sure did.
Okay. I was just trying to get that first one. Like, so here's another question, and a question for the viewers actually,
Yeah,
or
man.
maybe you know. I don't. We're drinking 3 100s. It's Knob Creek. It's a huge bourbon company, gigantic. Do they make a bottled and bond? If there's all these 100s,
I don't know. I haven't seen one.
how about you guys? Do you know? Do they make a bottle and bond? We can Google it, but yeah, show throw it out there and let us know. I don't. It seems logical that they would at some point. If they got all these hundreds, I know they're probably.
Maybe they're just sticking it to the man by not doing it.
Well, yeah, I get that. I get that. But
Sometimes when you have a knob, you have to stick it to the man.
you. He's trying to elicit, like, yeah, I get it. I get what he's doing.
Uh,
That's, you know what? That's immediately a denser nose.
yes.
And,
Yeah, this is not as like they're both the same proof, yet I can smell more notes on 12 year. It could just be the wood because it's been aged longer, but
it could.
I don't know. It smells, I like the smell better.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. That wasn't a question. Absolutely. Now, tell the lovely folks, what are these costs, if you can recall, ish?
So this is a baby bottle that I
Yeah, it's
bought.
a 375.
I
In case you
bought at
guys
a
didn't.
hole in the wall place around here that we went on our bourbon adventures last week.
I told you
And
though,
it
some of
was,
those stores, right? Lots of
yeah,
different stuff
it's
that you
true.
just,
It's wildly overpriced there. You probably could find this for anywhere between like $20 or less, I would think,
for that size.
for that
I
size.
think
Yeah.
the 750 is about 30, 35,
Yeah.
something like
So
that.
this is like normally, but like I think I paid closer to 30 for this because it was a small. I was trying to support a local business,
Right, yeah.
so
True
support
story.
your local businesses.
True story. Oh,
Uh,
it tastes so much better
does
than
it?
that one. Oh
That's
my
nice.
God.
This one's gonna run you probably about 50, 60 somewhere in there. Yes.
If we would have had that if we would have streamlined our game thing we started last week or
Hmm.
whatever, this would have been a great game because this would have been proof. And when I went from here to here, I would not have. There's no way my first guess would have been those three are all the same proof. I would have
No.
thought this one was 90 and this one was like 100,
Yep.
105, 110.
Yeah, that's spicier even.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes.
Hmm.
That kicks the whole.
I do taste the wood.
What does the 12-year cost?
I think it's probably close to
Ish.
60.
60?
Um,
I thought it was more. I'm gonna guess more. I don't know why.
it's been so long since I bought it.
I think
So
12 years more like 80 or 90. I don't know
no,
why.
I don't think so.
You
I
could.
think it was 60.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't like. I don't. I mean, I don't really care for one. It's
yeah, that's
just.
fair.
It's not important to me. But I was just curious.
It's definitely got more of a wood flavor to it. That could be what some people are saying is the nuttiness.
Right. I just don't. It's. That's what I mean though. Like the when they say nutty, I don't know how to taste. Insert all the inappropriate jokes. Knob creek, cock bottle, tasting nuts. All this. Okay, I get that. But I can't. Right. But I don't know how to taste a nutty taste. Sometimes I get peanut butter. Every once in a while I get that little backdrop of peanut butter on things, but I just don't get nutty. Do you get nutty, Edward?
Would peanut not be a nut?
It is.
So peanut butter from a nut would be
But
peanut.
peanut butter is peanut. It's
It's
like
out of a nut though, so it's still
so.
nutty.
I think peanut butter. I should just be. I get the nuttiness to it, right? Okay, I get that. All right. That
Ole.
makes me feel smarter a little bit.
There you go.
Now I'm gonna drink the dump juice, and I will come back down to my normal goofiness, if you will. So anyway.
So I definitely get more wood than I do nut. Um,
You can caption this the most inappropriate episode we've ever done ever. And if we turned off our filters, we could make this
still like that was
X-rated. Like we totally could. I taste the wood more than I do the nut. And like, oh
on the knob.
God. Oh, the
Yeah.
knob. Maybe the difference of whether or not it's a fighting cock or whether or not it's a chicken cock. We just don't know. Or a 1 foot cock that we haven't bought
Oh,
yet.
we gotta get that. Yes, that's coming. To be continued.
That's coming.
Uh,
That's way better though.
yeah,
That's just way better.
It's good. It's
The
it's
nose
very
was
good.
denser. The taste is better.
Yep.
The hug is better.
It keeps you warm all throughout. Yeah.
It's much better.
Mhm.
And if it is and apparently it is just the 12-year.
It's like an extra 3 years in that barrel did it some justice.
Yeah.
Justice.
I'm
No, justice.
now if this were this size bottle and this one was if it was twice as expensive, let's
Sure.
say that 30 and 60. Let's say that.
Okay.
I would probably depend on what I was buying it for, which one I would buy. If I was buying it to have at home for my sippers, and now my sippers are becoming more higher proofed anyway, right?
Mhm.
Because that's what I'm learning and what I learn I like, and I'd rather take a couple sips, an ounce or two of something that's barrel proof and higher proof and stuff that's good,
Mm-hmm.
than just drinking like 6 ounces or something of something that's like 80, 85, 90 proof. Not to shit on those. We found 90s that we love. Eagle
Oh, yeah.
Bears and
Even an
these
80 or so, like the Penelope with the orange. Yeah.
the 80s, some of the 80s are good. But this, I'd probably buy this for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If it was Christmas or something, a bunch of people are coming over, I'd probably buy this. If I have a bottle of this and somebody wants to try it, and most of my friends aren't bourbon enthusiasts the way we are, but I always have a couple bottles that are a little.
Enthusiast is such a
They
go
use
get
that
'em
word a lot
term.
on this
I feel
YouTube.
more of like a bourbon adjunct.
Stop using fancy words. I feel more like a bourbon knob. So
That's good. So
thanks for agreeing. That was really nice.
That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for your ego. So I did look it up. This is roughly 65 to $70, depending where you buy it.
Okay, there you go.
So that being said, I think is this a liter though? It seems
Is
big.
it a liter or 750? I don't know.
No, that is where the hell's the damn thing? 750.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
So that's a 750. Why is this look this must be thicker? Yeah, that's thicker. Okay, so they're both 750. I'm not losing my damn mind.
That's nice.
But yeah, no. So
So for the sake of discussion,
yeah.
Knob Creek is 75% corn, 13% rind, 12% barley.
All right.
I was wondering about
Barley. So I know that when I try like knob and then I go back to like a wild turkey or something, it's always way different. So the mash bill on the knob is so much different than like a lot of other things.
75% corn.
That's a
It's pretty
bourbon.
high.
Hmm
Yeah.
hmm
It's got to be 51.
Yep.
You know, we know that much. And again, with the question I asked earlier about the bottled and bond, maybe they just don't feel like there's a
Need.
market to do that they need to make it
Yeah,
that
why would
way.
they? If they're already putting out like a 12-year 100 proof, why would you say, oh, it's bottled and bond 12-year? Like, no, you don't do
Right.
that.
You'd have, well, the things they got to touch are the 4 years minimum age. They do that with the
Mm-hmm.
12-year, probably with these. I assume these are
Yeah,
5 to 7 and 9, and
nine,
you know what I
12,
mean?
and
Yeah.
yeah,
So you hit those, but it's got to be one distiller, one distilling season, bottled and
that could
bond,
be the problem. Is they may not be
exactly
doing it
100 proof.
one season. They may be doing multiple seasons.
And it might be batches, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So, which it can be a batch, but they've all got to adhere to those rules. The four
and
years,
they've
100
had so
proof.
much success with the way that they're blending it now. Why change it for a bottled and bond?
And they have bottled and bond Old Grandad, which is also Jim Beam.
Yeah,
And we've had that, and that's pretty good for a $25 bottle of 100 proof. That
yeah.
we both liked it on the show we did it on. I recall,
So
if I recall
you
correctly.
should pour this and give it some sniffs
I
because
should sniff it.
you should sniff the knob.
I should. Well, better smell clean. That's all I'm saying.
It actually smells quite fruity and delicious.
Oh well, if I'm sniffing the knob, I suppose fruity's fine.
Yeah.
So
hmm
I think we've already gone down that road. If I'm already
A
sniffing
little
it,
much, yeah.
so yeah.
hmm
I, Jesus Christ,
Not wrong.
dear God. Oh well, it's not as robust as this one. But it's not as ethanol-y and whatever as this one was.
Great. No, there's definitely a pleasant nose for sure.
Yeah,
I like this nose the most of all three.
I figure these two out still as far as the nose.
Hmm
They both beat this on the nose though.
Yeah.
This nose was good and it tasted good. This nose is good. This nose feels like this one only better. Like it feels lighter. It's a lighter nose, but it's more balanced.
Yes, there's more. I'm picking up notes of like fruits and sweetness. Like I'm probably picking up the corn and probably the quarter oak.
And again, what I said earlier, there's no way I would guess that these are all the same proof though. And I haven't even tasted it, but I'm saying that's Oh, it's way better. It's way better than this.
Hmm
This one, man, but it was like this
There's
one we started with. Should we go back to that just at the end and try this?
if you want to, but I'm saying like that there's a sweetness there that isn't in the other two. And it
It's
could be that it's been opened, but this has also been opened. So
right.
I don't know. I mean, I really like that flavor.
What's the quarter oak go for? About the
It's,
same?
quarter oak. You're hard pressed to find it anymore. I can't find it on
Yeah,
the
that's
shelf,
true too.
so
It's
it's
not. This
very
is probably the hardest one to find of all these. Although, I mean,
yeah.
12 years here now, but I remember a time when I never saw 12 year. You know what I mean? I saw 9 year all the time, and I saw.
So holy cow. Okay, there we go.
Right,
So
that was
$70 for a Knob Creek quarter oak, and you can find some
which usually is
stores
the
that are like
60,
afford.
65. So
Yeah,
these are the same.
hmm
I mean, this is a smaller bottle, but these are
right.
the same.
Some places are trying to sell it for like 140, but you can get it for 70. So
So this is a 750, and so is this.
this one's thicker. I went over this while you were doing things.
That's weird.
No knobs look alike, man.
And drink. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. I agree. Wow. I would never ever guess these are the same proof.
hmm
So I would be guessing it's either the same distiller, the same finish, or the same price.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. These are pretty comparable in price, and I think anytime I could do it, I would buy this. If these are the same price at the store, I'm buying this one every time.
Yeah, he's right. If this was a blind,
Hmm
man, I'm still hard pressed between these two because I would go back and say I'm blinding them this, that, and the other, and this one has that thicker, denser hug, and I like that. So I in my head, if it was blind, I would be thinking this is 120 and this is 100 and this was 90,
90.
95 or something like that. But knowing what we know, I'm not gonna buy this. How's that?
That's fair.
That's what I'm gonna give you for
And
the vote.
again, like this isn't. Did you want to try that again?
Now, do you?
We can. We can.
Yeah,
But it's not
you
that
can move furniture later. You need some
I do feel like
painkillers in your
furniture.
system.
It's
So
not
let's.
fun. If anyone ever asks you to help them install a hardwood floor, you you tell them no.
Tell them go
It's
suck on
it
a knob.
sucks.
That's what you tell them. This isn't that
Ooh.
cute? All right then.
Almost like we're finishing each other's
Sentence?
knob.
All right. There's a creepiness to this knob. I don't understand. Why is it so creepy? You know? All right. Now, this one's probably not gonna have a creepiness to it, but I mean,
In any event,
right?
so yeah, I smell more ethanol on the nose again. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
after it, so I don't hold out high hopes that it's gonna beat the other two, which is fine because this is closest to the base offering that you're gonna find for
It's
a
roughly half the price, I
for a
think.
Knob Creek product. And these two, this one's aged 3 years more, and this one's been aged in a specialty way where they put some of it in a quarter oak cask. So they do extra things to these, so the price is probably accurate as per like the difference. It's because it takes more work to do more things.
You've also mentioned in this that or we've all excuse me we've also mentioned in a lot of our shows that we've been fans as we've gone along of anything more oaked, anything double oaked, triple oaked, well, I don't know if there's triple oaked, double oaked and extra oaked and quarter cask oaked and all these things. We've been fans, we really have.
Yeah, so for a 750, this you're looking at like 25 to 35 bucks.
So it's about half the price
Yeah,
of these two ish, depending on
which
your store, your state, your province. I said province.
ooh,
Yeah, you know that made your knob tickle. So
it's gonna
it's got a tickle to the knob.
it's
So
gonna go in down to Louisiana now and start going into different parishes and shit.
sweet Jesus. But you know what? I just tasted this, and I'm glad I went back to it. And it's not. This was the first thing I drank today that
Mm.
wasn't water or toothpaste water, which obviously throws it off a little bit. But
It's very exciting
this
time
was
to taste.
worse when I started than it is now. It's now I'm thinking, okay, it's okay. It's not bad. It doesn't level up, but it's not as far down as I thought. It's not
Mhm.
Beam White Label or some syrupy piss water.
So this after drinking these, I taste more fruity notes in this because I think I've been able to look for them after having
Maybe
this.
lighter fruits like
Yeah,
pears or
it's
something.
definitely got more of a sweet tone to it than it did when we started. It could be because we've been having 100 proof bourbons, and so now the burn of the ethanol isn't there for this
Right.
lighter
That would make
flavor.
sense.
Like there isn't as much flavor in this as there is in these two.
Right.
So now that the burn has gone away from having all this 100 proof, now we can actually taste the flavor in there, and it's actually a pretty decent flavor.
Yeah.
So maybe a suggestion might be to have this on hand and then start with the good stuff and finish with the shit stuff. Like, it's not shit. It's not. It's
No,
actually
it's
very
not.
good. It's pretty good. And after your second or third shot, you're probably not going to care.
Right. Right.
So
Shots though. With the shots,
no,
like
I mean that's
this
pretty
is
damn close to what we were doing.
20-year kids. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're not gulping
No,
them like
no. Like if you notice, we're not pouring full pours. We're pouring little bits
yeah,
because
ounces, half
he's
ounces.
got to drive and I got to move furniture, and
Yeah,
no one wants to do that on a full knob.
that's right.
Uh,
Impressed with how much you're going with the knob theme because you've been the more conservative of us
I
when it
meant
comes to
I meant to say a full belly of knob.
that's even worse.
Yeah,
That's making it worse. That's not getting better. It's making it worse.
you got to steer into the skid sometimes, you know.
So it would, you know what though? It would go like this to me, but
Yep.
there's a reason because this one's harder to find. At
Not
least
only
right
that, but
now.
I also enjoyed the flavor profile of this one a little bit more. I thought there was a little more fruity notes. There was less. That one's dark. That one has more dark notes to it. Yeah.
Christ. Look,
April
I
Fools.
got the knob condom off there. Okay, what the hell? I got the knob wax off there. Even worse.
Yeah.
Go back through, back around. Usually, and maybe next if we're doing a second episode before we do
Yeah.
shorts. Thank you for watching shorts. We said
Mhm.
that anyway. I like the idea of going back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll pour like maybe 2 ounces because then I can go through and then re-go through and decide what I'm like. Well, what is that? What was this? You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
don't know. That's how I like doing it.
Yeah. That's fair. He pours himself 1 dram at a time.
I do. It's again that one's just it's fuller bodied. It just is.
Yeah.
Like this one is oh, it's ridiculously well crafted. Like
Yes, it's very good.
so if this is 100 proof and this is 100 proof and this is 9 here and this is 12 here, then this has got more water in it, right? Or this has got more water in it. Which one is it? I'm not even
Depends.
getting
It
it.
depends on where it was aged and stuff, because it depends on what was going to be released out of the barrel, whether the water or the alcohol.
Oh, so yeah, so okay, yes, I got you. And we
So
don't know the barrel entry proof right now, too. Like, I
no,
don't think
so
it's
we
a
don't
low
know.
one though. I
So
think Beam's a higher
I
one.
would guess that because this has been aged longer, that there was more of a angel share. So
Right.
this could have
That would be the common logic.
right.
But if one is aged, say, on the 10th floor, and one is aged,
On the first
say,
floor,
right,
there's a whole different thing.
yeah,
So it really depends on the. It gets so intricate, and there's so much work that goes into figuring out and blending these things to do that kind of stuff. And I don't envy the person that has to do that because that's a lot of work,
I don't.
and it goes into each one of these bottles.
But if you
So
love what you do,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
work a day in your life.
yeah,
So all these people that just work hard on knobs, good for them, man. Good for them. Everyone has the same opinion on Knob Creek that we do now because we told you to.
it's just it's the best Beam. It just is.
It's good. It's very good.
It's not Booker's, and it's not. Although Booker's is always barrel strength, so it's
Booker's
gonna be like,
is 127 proof on like average, man. Like
yeah.
and I remember saying, and I shit on it before, where I was like, it's just so burny. But then we tried it after having stuff like this, and it's just
Growing.
so good. It's so
For
good.
2 years now, we've been doing this together on
Yeah.
top of our own drinking when we're
Hmm.
home or whatever, and it's just education. You're just getting there. Like it's you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like you guys can't start if you're a newbie and you're watching our show because we're making knob jokes. That's cool. Thanks for watching, but don't start with Bookers. Just
Hmm.
don't, because you're gonna be like, this is horrible. This is my throat hurts and stuff. Like try Penelope's 80 proof. Look for that on the shelf.
Yes.
Okay.
That's definitely a great starter bourbon. We should do a show about starter bourbons. Okay.
That's yeah, cool. Bourbons on a budget and stuff, which are kind of the same thing because they're cheap. So, but yeah,
But yeah, so if you find yourself out and you want some Knob Creeks,
yeah.
these are not bad options.
Any ideas for shows?
Yeah,
Meaning like
if you have something you want us to cover, let us know.
something you want to hear, see, whatever. If we can't find a bottle, sorry. You know
And
what I mean?
yeah, make sure to say hi in the comments, and we'll respond to every comment we possibly can. So thank you, and
Absolutely.
with that, I'm Mead.
I'm Rox.
This has been the
The
Bourbon
Bourbon
Barrel.
Barrel.